why would I buy from somebody if I can do myself? You know, if I
Much
can
better.
design much better.
Let's be honest, to launch something on your own, you need to be a bit crazy.
Well, you gotta be a jack of all trades for sure. So you gotta know everything. It's called Quickie with Vicky. You gotta understand the naming. Is she a business owner or is she just a sexy girl? I'm like, I'm both. Get yourself a girl who can do both.
Like from my agency perspective, from my marketing perspective, the ideal metrics that could indicate that you are doing successful business and you are doing great is a referral rate. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our room, Debrief Room, where we debrief all the latest marketing trends, businesses, everything related to cool stuff. And yeah, today I have the specific topic to discuss with my friend Daniela. And I've recently made this post to our Instagram about founder-led marketing and the recent trends, the recent brands. And I have two specific in mind. The first one, SULT, you've probably seen it again on our Instagram. SULT brand is the brand of electrolytes, which is kind of like right now you see electrolytes everywhere. How you can differentiate on the market being electrolytes. But these guys making so good storytelling. Like the storytelling is their biggest trend.
And also the product is boring, right? So
Yeah.
you need to go.
Yeah.
Is it not? It is boring.
Like,
And
I use electrolytes every day after my workout session, after I run. So for me, it's obvious. I'm that kind of person. But if you're not, how can you educate your audience that it's cool, that
Yeah.
you need to use
the
it?
storytelling is the
Yeah,
most important thing.
obviously. And if you go to their Instagram, they're doing so great. When they launched the brand, like the first moments, they started to film supplements, like supply management, everything related to like delivery and packaging, and they filmed the whole process. So you're like really from the day one, from day zero, you're really the part of their brand. So they built the
So
huge
cool.
community around the brand, and only after that they started to do sales.
So they did the anticipation,
Yeah.
like the teaser for the
Yeah.
launch, and
It
you want it to
wasn't
be.
like it wasn't like the teaser. So first of all, they launched the brand, but it wasn't doing great in sales because when you're trying to create something new, like you're just trying. But after that, after they came up with positioning, they found their own community. They created their own community. Obviously, they did great in sales.
Huge success. Yeah.
And another brand I have in mind, not related to wellness, because wellness is booming these days, but still, I love them. Spanish brand called Nude Project.
Love it.
Streetwear. Two guys, Bruno and Alex, created this brand. I have no idea in what year, but they're so cool. Even right now, again, if you go to their Instagram, I know they're huge. I know they have like hundreds offline stores. Need to double check this information, but they have like numerous amounts of offline stores around the world. And if you go to their Instagram, even right now, I have feeling that they're doing content by themselves. So they're so good and they know their target audience. They're not trying to have the whole cake, but their own piece of cake. My favorite
Phrase,
description,
metaphor.
my favorite phrase. But still, they're doing really great in terms of like founder-led positioning. And again, I believe everything related to like founder personal branding and like founder-led brands, it's all about community.
Yeah.
How you can make this community, how you can find your own circle. So yeah. Do you have any brands in mind, like with the cool positioning, but founder-led?
Yeah, I have one brand. It's called Corteiz. It's also a streetwear brand. It was born only like in 2018, so it's a pretty new brand.
Okay.
And now it's crazy. Like if you follow like streetwear, you know that like the hype is there. Like if you have Corteiz clothes, you're the guy. You know, like.
Yeah.
And
It guy.
it guy, it girl, you know, it's just the thing. Everybody wants the brand. Even though, like, I wouldn't say that their designs are, like, extremely creative or something. They're cool, but it's all about the community, like you
Yeah.
said, that they created. And basically, it all started with the guy. His name is Clint. He's from London. And he always just had this feeling that, you know, like, why would I buy from somebody if I can do myself, you know, if I
Much
can
better.
design much better. And he always had this, like, self-confidence that he can create that. And maybe a little bit of a delusion, you know, that he didn't, he wasn't afraid. He just decided
Well,
to do that.
let's be honest, to launch something on your own, you need to be a bit crazy.
Exactly. So that's what he did, and he had a really cool idea. So the logo, on the logo, you can see the Alcatraz prison.
Okay.
And the philosophy behind it is that how he sees this is that to achieve something, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to kind of escape the real system, because he believes that the world that is now created is a system. And kind of like a jail, kind of like a prison.
Yeah.
So to be yourself, to be who you want to be, he thinks, his philosophy is that you need to escape out of it to explore other things. So
Okay.
this is like the history behind the brand, like what he wanted to do. And then the guy, he didn't have any budget, you know, to do cool campaigns or, you know, to hire external agency or
Yeah.
anything. He just had creativity. So what he did a lot of marketing activations, pop-ups. For example, one of the coolest things that I've ever heard is that he created pants with the logo, just black pants with the logo of Corteiz. To get them, you needed to go to the specific location that they sent to specific people
Okay.
that followed their Instagram. Their Instagram was closed for the whole, like, for a long time. Now it's not private anymore. It was private. He was the guy who was approving people who follows the Corteiz
Okay.
Instagram. So he was like vibe checking the people.
Yeah.
He was the guy who was creating it, and then they would send you like the GPS location of the drop place. You would go there, and let's say the pants were 99 cents, pounds in Britain. What is it in
Pounds.
Not cents, pounds.
Cents,
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, like
small.
yeah, pennies, yeah.
Pennies.
Yeah. So and you needed to pay the exact amount. If you had £1, you are not there. You needed to have, like, in coins, 99 exactly. And only those people who had,
Shit.
they could get it. Super cool. Or another amazing marketing activation that he did. You can bring your cool jacket. He designed the jacket.
Yeah.
You can bring a cool jacket of any other brand, and you can swap it to Corteiz. So people would bring North Face, you know,
Okay.
like all of these really important things to the place to swap with the
What did he do with the other jackets?
and then he gave it to the charity.
Oh,
So
okay.
he did this like big launch, and then all of the jackets that he had, he gave them away.
This is so strong.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he was just creating from scratch. And I watched like this interview, a short interview of his, where he was like, and like the interviewer asks like, what if you had a lot of money, you know, like how would you allocate them? And he was like, I don't know. I don't know. If I have 2,000 pounds or whatever, I have ideas. If I would have given, you know, 10,000, 50,000, I wouldn't know, because I never, you know, experienced.
Yeah.
So I don't think, he said, I don't think that money is, you know, something that
Yeah.
helps you all the time. Obviously it does help, but if you have a cool idea and cool positioning, that works. So now, yeah, it's a super cool brand created from nothing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Super cool. But one more, what is also like founder led, is Millie Bobby Brown's skincare brand,
Yeah.
Florence by Mills, it's called. And like, if you think about it from like PR point of view, the brand was created when it was
Hype over strange.
yeah, the Stranger Things were like everywhere. Everybody was watching it. Everybody knew who is Millie Bobby Brown. She was like this young little girl who is like becoming a star, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's talking. So like logical, create a brand. And first of all, they decided to create the brand, like a skincare brand for teenagers. also interesting idea. Like there was not a lot of products like this,
Mm-hmm.
but then they did. But what they did was not something super outstanding. It never like broke the sales or
Yeah.
like never became its brand. And also then it started to receive backlash from users because a lot of, first of all, parents were like, why do you create the demand
Yeah.
for the teenagers who don't need to use any skincare? Why do you create these brands like, right, you know, this like Sephora
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
trend that they are
yeah.
buying everything, and they're even like creating more to supply them. That's first. Then there was like this video where Millie is doing like get ready with me with her makeup, with her skincare, and it's visible on the video that she's not applying her skincare on her skin.
Aye, aye.
So it's like, what are you doing, girl?
Yeah, it raised some questions, obviously.
And then like the brand started to do like clothes, fragrance, everything.
Being everything for everyone.
Yeah. And now it still does exist, but like I wouldn't say that this is something outstanding.
It's not Hailey Bieber's or
No,
Obama's
not
brand.
even
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea was, you know,
Yeah.
like if I was her PR, I would be like, yeah, we gotta launch, you know, something. But it kind of flopped.
Okay.
But yeah, we can discuss like all of these brands all we want. What do you think if we actually have a real example of the person who did and indeed created a cool brand?
Guest in studio. Welcome, Vicky.
Hi.
Hello, Vicky.
girls.
Hello.
We
So,
really
Thank you for
appreciate you
having
being
me.
here.
So
Really.
exciting.
If you can tell a few words for our listeners, for our watchers, like who are you, what are you doing, just few words.
Of course, it's a self-pitch, right? Actually, the self-pitch is the tool that everybody has to know how to do. And actually, that's what I do all the time. I teach how to self-pitch. But when it's time to self-pitch myself, I'm like, okay,
How do I do
yeah,
that?
Yeah. Where do I even start? So I'm Vicky, and I'm the CEO and the founder of English School for Talents, Speakin.Gem. It's a school for Ukrainian talents, and we have a big mission of helping talented Ukrainians share their value to the world, because I believe that Ukrainians are fucking cool. Can I curse?
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, that's
Okay, yeah. So we're cool, energized, passionate, and we need to share it with the world. And English is a universal tool. So yeah, I decided to like, okay, I need to help Ukrainians self-pitch themselves in the world.
Period.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, you have such huge mission, you have
Yeah.
such predefined vision, and like I absolutely love it. The thing is, like when you started your business, what was the first idea? What was your dream goal? Was it like, I don't know, I see this, I see the problem and I want to create something huge, or it just came up in the process?
Yeah, so basically it all started with my career in general. I've been teaching English for a while now, and it's been like almost 8 years. And I also worked in tech as a project manager. So everything was like blended together. I was an English teacher, and I always taught tech guys. So it was kind of like predefined, the segment that I was teaching at that time back in 2018 and 19. And I was also working as a project manager in tech. And it was also cool because I could hear how our developers, our QAs, other project managers, how they actually speak English, and also how professional they are. And, you know, it kind of didn't really match, you know what I'm saying? So they were
Yeah.
like really cool and dedicated and
Professionals.
committed comparing to Europeans, you know, like Ukrainians are cool and I mean it, but the way we speak English is, I mean, it was surprising for me. So I was like, okay, when the full-scale invasion started, I was like, how can I actually help? You know, having both of this type of experience in my, you know, career. And this is when I was like, okay, I have this entrepreneurial kind of mind. I'm just a natural public speaker and I'd like to have my blog. So what do I do? Where do I start? And this is how I came up with the first idea, initial idea of having my personal brand. prepped. So I didn't want to start with no plan. It was my strategy to have a strategy. So yeah, I reached out to that brand strategist, and yeah, we came up with the idea of Speakin.Gem, but it wasn't a school at first. It was just my personal brand platform that I launched to have my own students, my own talents, using my like tech background, tech system, tech experience, and yeah, this is how it all started basically.
Okay.
How did this awesome name appear?
Yeah, Speakin.Gem.
So I'm just obsessed with the idea of gem. That was one quote that I saw a long time ago, and it was, "Life is rocky when you're a gem." And I just instantly fell in love with the word gem. Like, I don't know the
tagline now.
Yeah, like the combination of letters, the G and M, it's just fucking cool. And I tattooed this word immediately, and I now have like 3 gems on my body. And yeah, not planning on stopping. So I was like, it was my word. And actually what it means is, it's like, I believe that we all have our unique features and personality traits, and it can be whatever. It can be like a career wise or just who you are, whatever. And I feel like we all need to own it, and we all need to present it and just be really like obsessed with ourselves. And then my hard skill was basically teaching English. So I was like, okay, let me just think about it. And then this is how Speakin.Gem was born, because Speakin.Gem is a gem who speaks, you know? So gem is actually our segment, is a talented person, right? And then speaking is the hard skill of my English school, right? So that's how the name was created.
Absolutely unique position. I mean, it's brilliant idea, you know, brilliant idea. But I'm just thinking, like, circling back to your vision and your mission, was it really a problem, especially in Ukrainian markets? Like, people actually wanted to pitch themselves. Did they really need it? Or was it something you created and created the demands on the market?
Yeah. You know how it works with people and consumers, that sometimes customers don't even know they have this problem, and you have to create it, kind of. And this is where you have to show what you're missing if you don't know how to self-pitch.
So they will have this FOMO experience.
FOMO experience. So my experience in tech, where I worked with really huge names like New York Post, The Atlantic, Boston Globe, and I had my colleagues come with me to the meetings, and I could hear the way they speak, and I could see my clients look at them, and like I could see the interaction. It was okay, but it could be better. You know what I'm saying? The way they present the ideas, the way they just talk about themselves, about our company at that time, you know? I mean, the tech company, So I could see the problem. So there was a problem. But the like English schools at that time didn't really concentrate on that. So we had like really huge names. You probably know all of them. So the really big offers on the market, and it's when you have like a group class, right? And then
you learn
come
grammar,
there.
it's like all the basics.
I mean, it all works, but if you wanna streamline the process, then you might need a special type of approach. And this is the approach that I came up with, actually. We have this flagship program. It's called Face-to-Face Plan. And Face-to-Face is the name from tech, actually. And it's a personalized program where we analyze what you want. We do this like requirements gathering, scope of work. We show what you're going to study, and you have to approve it, which is also really cool, because this is like the approval point of your program. This is where the magic happens, because once you see what you are about to study in the upcoming months, you automatically first feel excited, because if, like, for example, you need to pitch a lot, or if you, I don't know, let's say you work in fashion and you need a specific vocabulary, but not fashion, like general fashion vocabulary, but you need a specific like luxury brands, and you need to talk about luxury stuff. And you see in your face-to-face plan, you see this lesson about like luxury names or like luxury brands. You get excited and you wanna study. You have this like feeling of, okay,
This
I
is
will
exactly what I need.
Yeah, I'll finally learn English. And then there is another point of like approving your plan is actually accountability.
Yeah.
Because you see
You
that
chose it by yourself.
yeah, and you approve it and you kind of like you commit to it. And when you're an adult and it's yet another time you want to study English, you feel devastated, you're like, oh gosh, one more time, like again, English, I hate this English. You have to give the customer something that they will be excited about. And that's something that we actually really created for the market.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome, and you have a really clear positioning, and we wanted to talk more about the positioning, like when you are starting a brand. What is the importance of the positioning? Did you think about it in the beginning, like you knew already what was your positioning, or was it developing while you were trying out, you know, was it changing, or did you had like perfect idea in your head that you just, you know, created
to it?
Yeah.
So actually talking and working with my brand strategist was very, very useful.
Oh, you have a brand strategist.
You went straight to the brand strategist.
Yeah, so I found that girl, and she had a little like studio. It was like an agency, but a small one. So she just worked with a couple of team members, and so I reached out to her and we came up with this. So we did the whole marketing. I mean, she did the whole marketing. So it was my values listed out. Then we worked with the feedback of my previous clients, right? Then my unique value proposition, and then the mission of the brand. So why, I don't know, like I just had this natural feeling that I need a plan and a clear message. I guess this is my project management experience and just approach that kicked in, that I didn't want to start just to start. I needed a structure, and I think that it worked for me, like it worked really well. But I wonder whether like now, after like 4 years of building my school, I can see that sometimes I ask myself like, okay, but I can see a lot of jokes around on the internet about that now, like Ukrainians and just generally the idea of mission, values, it's kind of like people laugh at it. And they say that mission is not that important. You created a business, just not you, I mean in general, You create a business for money. So stop. And I wonder what you think about it, whether mission is indeed that important, or
I believe when you start a brand, like you're supposed to stick to a mission, to a vision, to find your ideal target audience, because there are so many different brands. It's not like 200 years ago when you first launched Coca-Cola and was like, okay, it's booming. No, it's not happening these days. So you need to have the clear idea in mind. What do you want to achieve and what kind of people do you want to target? But when you grow as a brand, probably you want to have bigger piece of cake. So you start to calculate money. You start to have the clear business objectives. Obviously, you need to set the KPI plan for your team to understand like how we make money actually. So once you at that point when you become from the project to like the real business side, when you go from the project to real business side, you're like, okay, perhaps I want more money and I don't care anymore about my vision, mission, strategy, and whatever. So this is the point when you decide to stay authentic and to treat your real, like, first customers, your target ICP, ideal customer profile. Or you want to come for more money and have the bigger piece of cake. So
but I think to start anything, you have to have a mission. You have to understand what are you trying to do. You have to understand, you have to have this feeling, like what you were saying, that you're solving somebody's problem. Because if you're just trying to create a product that nobody needs, there is no mission, you just want to do it for money, okay, sometimes maybe it will work, but most likely it's not gonna work. And even like the big corporations that right now we can check, they all started from something, and there always was a mission. For example, at Nike, the mission was just to serve to athletes and promote sport. And Phil Knight, who started the whole brand, he was supposed to be an athlete, a runner and everything, but he was like mediocre
Right.
in sports. But he had a sales
Right.
aspect to him. So he was like, okay, maybe I can, sell cool shoes to the people,
Yeah.
and then something is gonna work out.
Yeah.
So he did that. He was reselling Onitsuka Tiger shoes for so long. He was just a reseller, and then he was like, okay, I don't want to resell. I want to create something of my own. And that was still the continuation of his mission. Then, of course, Taiki became a huge global brand. The mission was blurred,
Yeah,
like you
right.
said. Like at some
Okay.
points, they became to create, everything for everybody just to, be
Yeah.
there. But there is still, obviously a mission that
Right.
we can read through, even though their lines are blurred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, for example, Oysho, we
Yeah.
all know this brand.
Yeah.
They see their mission is not like super clear because it changed. I'm not the history marketologist on their beginning, like what was the mission in the beginning, but in the beginning they were established as the homeware brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was clear that if you want like a new pajamas, a new bra, or a new something,
The best
you
bras,
go
by the way.
exactly.
Used to be.
Used to
Yeah.
be nowhere
Yeah.
to be found anymore, but you would
Yeah.
go there, and their mission, I would pack it as like how to make your home life comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
But then we see the huge increase in wellness brand. Like the market is growing,
Market is booming.
Yeah.
booming, and it's not gonna stop anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like the wellness, skincare, everything just going and going. They see that, they completely switch their,
strategy.
everything, strategy, mission, and now you go to Oysho store, it's completely different thing. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did change it, but it's okay, I guess, to change the mission too. Like if you
Yeah.
are trying to evolve, if you're trying to be on the same page with what is happening in the
Yeah.
market, it's also okay. But here's the point that you said about authenticity.
Yeah, I mean, from the Oysho perspective, it was such an easy decision to make because in the text, like the group of companies like Zara,
Right.
Oysho, and Paul Bear and everything else, they don't have like requirements to stick to their target audience from the marketing perspective or like communication side. It's all about products. So
Yeah.
Zara has their own target audience. They're trying to sell
Yeah.
everything to everyone with a fair price. Oysho their own, so they have so many different brands, and they just have, okay, this brand will serve Gen Z, like Bershka or something. This brand is going to serve like Pilates moms, like Oysho. So they just decided to have this so many pieces of cake
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
stick to it. So
But I tell you what, I don't think that I'll ever be able to kind of like betray the mission.
yeah,
I think I'd rather expand it because we have so many things to it. Like, for example, even look at our mission: help talented Ukrainians share their value. And it's not only limited to English, for example, like I'm just brainstorming now,
Yeah.
but like, let's say soft skills, emotional intelligence, something that I can expand into so many
Other
different
languages.
Yeah.
skills, other languages,
as
right?
well.
But listen, here's the struggle that I face and that I encounter is that I understand that my brand is like a niche brand because, again, even looking at our competitors, even the price range is different. So our products, because of their unique selling point as a personalization and custom approach, should cost more. And that's why you got to be ready to not constantly getting your phone with like notifications
Yeah.
of somebody buying your shit. It's just not gonna happen. But like one day I feel so blessed to have such a cool and nice product, and like I'm so proud of my team and myself and just generally the way like what we build and what we create. And then the next day I wake up and I'm like, oh no, so we haven't sold a single product since yesterday. Oh no, like what should I do? And I stress about it. Like I really feel like, and then it's like this, especially when you work like by yourself. I mean, like I'm an entrepreneur and I don't have any partners. I have my team, but still like I feel so responsible for everything I do. And sometimes I just I feel this pressure and I feel like, okay, why, where are all of these notifications with somebody like buying and buying and buying? But then I think, okay, it's impossible in the structure that I created with the product that I offer. It's an educational product. You got to commit, you got to pay for the lessons, you have to book your schedule. So it's just, it can't work like this. And then like the question is, how, like, what is the metric that I'm trying to achieve? Like, how do I, what is an indicator that it's a successful brand, you know? So sometimes I feel that only the like amount of sales, a specific amount of sales, like imagine if I have this tripwire, or like some like very, very cheap product. We don't have that. So, but only with like $20 product, I could get such results where everybody's just, and I could target it, and then just with ads, I could, paid ads, I could just get so much traction and so many orders.
In professional opinion time. Okay, so for your brand, like from my agency perspective, from my marketing perspective, the ideal metrics that could indicate that you are doing successful business and you are doing great is a referral rate, because you have unique product, you have a unique approach, you differentiate on the market, and like if people love your product, if you have nice retention, you're obviously going to have referral rates like booming. So
and I tell you what, so there are 3 streams of how we get our clients. The first one is my personal brand, which is also like, it has its pros and cons.
We're gonna talk about
it. Then it's the word of mouth. And these are the 2
pillars.
The most, they're like very important. But it's like, they're so like, you can't rely on them that much.
You cannot predict them.
You think?
Like obviously you have some analytics in past if you track everything. Obviously you have some analytics, but word of mouth, you cannot track it like the real, for example, ROI from investment into ads. So you cannot do this. It's not like mathematics. So
Yeah, I agree. And then the third one, and the least one, is that the paid ads. So we also now we've started collaborations. Like we've started just collaborating with different influencers and some of our students, because we have public figures that study at Speakin.Gem. And this is also one of the things why our structured approach to studying matters, because usually like public figures and just celebrities, let's say, they are really busy and they have very limited amount of time and high expectations. So really we work our asses off with our team, like to just create something that they can have as a product, and then have their results,
and they will enjoy it.
Enjoy it and have their results. Because actually in terms of like measuring the success of our product is, we can hear Ukrainians speak English, out there. So more interviews, just more, attention to us. I think we gotta do it. And by the way, shout out to you, because this is exactly what you do, So it's cool.
I think our mission is kind of, we chose to speak English to also show our talents and to show other people that we're just, Ukrainian girls trying to achieve our thing, So I think we kind of align on this one.
But that's cool.
The thing is, we'll never have like Ukrainian audience, because we have never.
Maybe we will.
You like somebody from your students.
Look, I will do the same. Like we'll do this. We'll have this interview cut into pieces, and then each and every student at Speakin.Gem will get their.
We'll be forced to watch it.
Will be forced, because, like, for example, we have a fair share of marketers at Speakin.Gem, and that's why it's like, okay, watch this little piece and then tell me what you think. Like, I will do this for sure.
Awesome.
And this is exactly like your point of Ukrainians will never. I'm gonna prove you wrong. We are gonna.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah.
But I mean, like from our perspective, we have never worked in the Ukrainian market. Like we started our careers in Ukraine, but later Daniela transitioned into Nike. Myself, I was working like for a couple of years in London-based agency. So all our friends and our colleagues colleagues, there's somebody there.
Yeah.
And we decided, okay,
Okay, got
nobody
it.
is going to listen us when we
Yeah.
talk in Ukrainian,
Okay.
so why don't we start in
Yeah.
English, because this is our like professional communication. That's what we're doing, and we're talking about business a lot and like our marketing stuff. So
Yeah.
we decided, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, but it's also really useful for Ukrainians to just listen to a lot of English content. So
To learn and
Yeah.
to also
Practice.
do that. To
You
also
know what?
practice.
My English teacher from school, actually, I know that he's going to watch this video, so
Hey,
hello. Yeah, he like cutting our podcast into pieces and showing his students in
Aw.
school.
motivation. That's so
Yeah,
nice.
it's so
yeah.
cool, and he's so proud. Like, this is my
Oh, wow,
student.
that's
Maria is my
amazing.
student.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Cute.
Okay, this is the nice segue to talk about personal branding.
yeah.
You know, like you told that you being the person, you know,
Yeah.
starting from creating the personal brand.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is hard for your brand that is right now
Yeah.
not just only about you.
Yeah.
So can you share like what was your experience
Yeah.
on it? Like also you mentioned that you started just from being yourself.
Yeah.
How did it expand
Yeah.
to become school, and just what is your point on it?
So, first of all, I really wanted to have a personal brand. So, it was my personal ambition to just have it. I wanted it. It's something that is natural to me. I really like speaking. I really like communicating. I really like video stuff, you know. So, it was so great that I had something to talk about on my blog. And I just started from scratch, you know. I didn't have an audience. I only had like my friends and colleagues from, you know, my workplace. And then when I just started talking about what I'm doing, and I was just sharing the process of creating my brand. So it was really cool because people could connect. And again, I was trying to cover and break down all the details about my mission that I had in place, my values. So much content could be created just because I had this short line of who I am. So yeah, it was really cool. And then once I had my wait list for so long, I just announced on my page that I'm looking for someone who'd like to join my team and who'd like to just follow my structure of this face-to-face plans and work with me. And this is how, because of my blog, because of my brand at that time, this is how our very first mentor found us. And she just texted me and she said, I'd like to work with you. And I was like, okay, let's hop on an interview real quick and let's see. And this is how I hired my first mentor. It was pretty fast. It was like 4 months into the strategy. And this is where I was like, okay, I can do this, I can try. And because of my previous experience of working for this IT school where I was actually head of English department, so I knew what to do actually with English teachers. So I knew what to do.
How it worked
And I found girls that were okay with. You see, I believe that it's kind of like a little professional information, but not like English teachers. They can choose different types of careers. You know, some want to just be freelancers. Some want to work for a cool school. Some want to build their own schools, you know. So I just try to find people who are in this category of working for the idea, working at a cool school. And this is how it all started. And at first, I was really close to my team. We were like all together. We were doing everything together. I was checking their face-to-face plans. I was like personally responsible for what was happening at that time because people actually came to me and I had to redirect them to my team. And, you know, a lot of work had to be done. Like I had to train my team to actually share the mission, say exactly the same words, and build this face-to-face plans.
Continue your brand.
Expand and continue my brand. And I'm really grateful because they trusted my vision and they really implemented it as well during their classes on behalf of my name. Let's say, it wasn't my name; it was Speakin.Gem, so it was our school, you know. So
But you have such a like natural, I don't
Yeah.
know, natural pitching skills, I could say.
Yeah.
So everything feels so smoothly. I
Yeah.
believe like being an entrepreneur and
Yeah.
like being public,
Yeah.
this is something that suits you. So
Yeah.
you're doing this so great, and it's super easy to you to launch
Yeah.
the brands. I believe it's just natural. So my
Yeah.
question is, like, you don't have any agencies, you don't
Yeah.
have, you started on your own. What kind of personality you're
Mhm.
supposed to have to make
Yeah.
successful brand?
Yeah.
Like to really achieve something
Yeah.
on your own.
Yeah. Well, you got to be a jack of all trades for sure. So you got to know everything. I mean, okay, you see, this is the perfectionist that
Yeah,
is speaking right now. You don't have to know everything, but you have to be familiar with a lot of things. And I used some help. So again, I didn't like have any contracts with some agencies or some outsourced help. I mean, wait, it wasn't outsourced help, but part-time. So I
Yeah.
just hired them specifically for where,
Project-based.
project-based. Yeah, specifically for some like things and questions that I needed to sort out.
Like what? We are doing marketing
Yeah,
here, so
yeah,
like what
yeah.
exactly
So,
did you
yeah.
outsource?
The first one was the brand strategy, and
Okay.
we had the strategy in place, and that's it. Then it was the branding, the aesthetics, the design. We still have, it's the same art director that works for us, and I'm obsessed. Like when I saw my mission and idea and the naming and the logo, when I saw it embodied in the design, I lost it. I honestly didn't think about anything besides it, and including the money. Like I did not care. And honestly, it was a part of the realization. You know, it wasn't for money, and I think it was at that time, it was a great way to start because I could get it off the ground without having this. I need money. I need to earn. I need money. I need to earn in
but
place.
let's be honest, you still need to pay your brand
Yeah,
strategist,
the bills.
like your contractors.
Yeah. I understand. And the product, I mean, I think that if it's the first goal that you have in mind is to earn, it's okay, but it's just harder to live through this mission and passion and everything. You gotta like the thing.
The stuff you do.
You gotta like your product, your company.
Yeah, I think like when your goal is to have profits, you're not as connected to your mission. You don't go
Could
too
be.
deep.
Yeah,
right?
if your goal to make profits, you go into drop shipping.
Exactly.
Doing your brands.
Yeah.
Drop shipping, some random business. You just want money.
Well, you can calculate the actual ROI.
Yeah, exactly.
And here it feels like you wanted to actually, change the world in a way. And
it
this
helps a
is
lot.
and sometimes when you're doing projects like this, money goes to another level, the
Yeah.
next level, like the second
It
level.
can stress you out with time. So it's been 4 years now, and actually another thing that I was consulting about with some outsourced specialists was financial planning, P&L. So this is where my profit and loss spreadsheet was built, and this is where I actually saw that first of all I have some bullshit with salary planning. I also have some bullshit with my own salary that I didn't have, and these questions, they are more important than the mission. The mission is great, it's born, it's thriving, everything is cool, but then where is my goddamn salary? So I need to calculate it, and how much do we need to earn to cover the salaries, the subscriptions, the OpEx and everything connected to operational stuff, and then still pay myself. These questions are something that I started thinking about, and I reached out to that specialist, and we just had this planned, and also it was a strategy, but it was on year 3. So it's just the second year now when I really when I'm committed to
What do you think? Should you done it earlier, or was it okay?
Yeah, so now I understand that was a mistake, and now I also have my another little side project. It's called Quickie with Vicky. You gotta understand the naming.
Quickie.
It's like Quickie. So it's a Quickie with Vicky.
I'm totally cool with it.
Yeah. And it's actually my consultations where I now help other
Okay.
people build their like a little something. I don't position myself as a marketer. I just share my experience and just my
Okay.
point of view on things, and I try to combine both
Okay.
brand strategy and I mean, again, I am not a marketer. It's just like generally what if they come to me and they want to hear what I think, I suggest both, thinking
Okay.
about the mission, what you like, what your values are, but also how are you planning on like growing it and
Yeah.
scaling it. So
Love the name.
yeah,
Like,
the name
is
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, yes. And I think that this is something that I really love is that once I started being myself, like fully, I struggled with it a bit when I just started my my school. It was kind of like I was going through a difficult like through a difficult time in my life,
Yeah.
and Speakin.Gem was just my place where I could just be
yourself.
myself. And but then when I could be myself everywhere, this is where like the hair came in, and just I literally enhanced my own gem idea.
Yeah.
Like I came back to life. And when I started showing the freaky part of myself, like even on my blog, like it was so like people couldn't understand, like, wow, is she a business owner or is she just a sexy girl? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm both. So like I'm also
Get
a
yourself a girl who
teacher.
can do both.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or
this
more.
is how
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
how Quickie with Vicky was born, the name of it. So it's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
And you come to me and you hear me speak about like business and like LTVs and like ROIs, and people get this like, wow. And I love it because I
Yeah.
want everybody find their jams, inside of themselves.
Yeah, this is same for us. Like, I was
Yeah.
struggling with the ageism for such a long time
I
because,
know, right?
like, right now I'm 24, but 4 years
Okay.
ago when I started to work in this company, I was
Yeah.
20, and I was like, okay, what can I prove to this
Right.
40-year-old man? So yeah, it was kind of hard. But these days, I'm just like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Whatever. What you can do?
We are different though. So
Do you
Yeah.
feel like about your age, because you're
Yeah.
also young, we are
Yeah.
all young,
Yeah.
like do you feel how the public reacts when you say that you're an
Do you feel this
entrepreneur?
pressure?
Yeah. Actually, I don't, because when I started working, I don't know, it was just like looking back now, I look at my pictures when I was a teacher at this IT school and I taught adults and they were switchers in tech. So let's say like accountants, some guys from some, I don't know, big manufacturers and stuff, they come to that school and they want to change their lives and become developers.
Yeah.
Back then it was really popular and hyped and possible,
Yeah.
so to say, and they came to that school and English was just a bonus course for them and it was free. So my success rate there was the way they passed their first interview, so, and also the attendance. So attendance and the way they passed their interviews, the first interviews. And it was a free course, a bonus one, but I always had people at
Fully
my
booked.
classes, fully
Okay.
booked, because I was there, and now at that time I didn't feel like I was 18. Now
Yeah.
looking back at my pictures, I can see this little girl. Like, wow, what a queen! Like,
Yeah.
I admire myself back then. I'm so proud of myself because at that time I didn't have, like, when you're young, you don't have this limits. You don't
Yeah.
think about what will people think about me. Like,
Yeah.
like you just go there and you just do it, And at that time, and then I was working for IT company, a big one, and I was a project manager, and I had to manage the dudes. And managing the dudes ain't easy,
Yeah,
so and I didn't think about it at that time, and nobody ever told me anything.
Yeah.
I didn't have it, and I think it was all about my like attitude to the self-pitching and presentations and
indeed.
stuff.
That's why we have so many young talents. Like, if you look into every marketing award these days, like everybody's so young. They're not old guys who are like tired of marketing, who've been
Times are
doing.
changing.
Yeah, times changing, and like
Yeah.
you have so many creative minds that are just eager
Yeah.
to rock. really rock, and they're
And
not
it's
scared.
important. Yeah, it's important to actually know how to. Yeah, I think that, I mean, you can't underestimate the power of storytelling and just
Yeah.
generally, and it's a skill. It's a skill. I mean, it's also easy to kind of like devalue this skill and say like, oh, she's just naturally charismatic, she's just naturally open-minded and extroverted. Yes, but at the same time, it's a skill. Like, I was nervous this morning,
skill.
Yeah, it's a soft skill that you train. You train it. So if you want to get it, you just
it's a lot of work, just to be there, and also know what you want to go with into the public. This is really hard, and some people just think, oh, okay, they just do it because they can, and like all our achievements are there just because we're lucky. Maybe we are in some ways, but we try to work and to do that.
But I also think that, so at my school, we want to make like Speakin.Gem as a lifestyle, so your priorities can change, so your goals change, and you don't come to my school and you stay with us forever. You come and you have a limited time, kind of. So your goal can adjust, and you will tell us about it, and we'll adjust your program. But once you reach your goal, you can go ahead and live your life. And then once you have an important business trip, or you have an interview, or you have this like whatever it is where you need English, you just remember that Speakin.Gem can quickly come up with a plan and then just go ahead and have it. And we also believe that talents can be different. So again, it can be easily misunderstood that we only, by the way, that was the problem actually that we faced. Some people felt like they couldn't relate to being gems. You know what I'm saying?
So like inside.
Yeah. So they open our page and they're like, oh, they're so cool.
It's not
I'm
for
not
me.
that cool. Even if the person is like an amazing specialist. And
you know what? This is like the kind of thing that I have, because there's so many different like community restaurants or community or vibe cafes or something, and I was like, I want to be part of it. Even to be part of it, like you just go there and you buy a coffee. But I'm like, I'm not wearing something casual right now, so I'm not sure if I should just drop into or should I talk. So I felt that I'm not the part of community, and perhaps I can try the next time. I don't have the thing these days, but I remember a year ago, like when Puddle came up, everybody started doing Puddle. I was like, I want to be a part of Puddle community, and I was like, I'll go and play Puddle with a coach. But there was already a formulated community, so for me it was just so hard to join. And the year after, when I traveled a bit, I was like, all kind of, I don't know, just feel free to do everything in this work. And I just started to play Paddle, and I'm the part of community, not Warsaw community, because Warsaw community is quite close, but European, like we have tournaments in Greece, in France, everywhere, and I was like, I'm just doing the thing.
Yeah, but it was a problem. I think that we lost tons of people just because of this like really bright, so it's a downside of such a cool brand. Like, some people can relate and they want to be a part of it, and they have this FOMO of not.
How you deal with that?
So we talked to our clients, to all the ones that we had in our base. We just had interviews with them. It wasn't me who was doing it also. It was another, like, it was actually delegated to an outsourced marketing team that was doing this research with our clients, because we had a problem with the UGC creation, by the way. So it's a little bit like it contradicts itself. Like, we position ourselves as cool, gem. However, our students, they don't really make a lot of content from lessons, or they don't they come, they study, they stay, but they don't like.
They don't want to be public.
Yeah, because for some, it doesn't matter. And this is the thing that we really discovered through this research when we asked our students that had been with us for quite a while, like, what is that you like about Speakin.Gem? What matters to you? Does content matter to you? Like, tell us. And the point was, obviously, what was driving them was personalization. Not the idea itself. Idea was cool, and just generally the branding is great and it's aesthetic and people love beautiful things. But the product was something that really, really mattered to them.
Which is the most important.
Yeah, which is also the most important. So I would say that it's a like mix of products. I would probably say that products. I change this answer all the time. What is the most important?
Yeah.
For today, I'd say that product is the most important. Then we have the team that delivers the product, and like to top it up, like season it with a good branding and a message. And then there was another category of people that actually were extroverted and like, let's say, that really cherished and valued the public eye and the attention and the content. And yeah, so we just talked to our clients, and we like found out that there are two types. And we have extroverted and introverted, and both of them need personalized English. Both of them, they all need personalized English, and they all need to speak English naturally and confidently.
Okay.
And this is how we came up with a new message. Now we say that you can boost both English and confidence at Speakin.Gem. Confidence is your asset, and with this asset, you can grow. But we discover what confidence is specifically
For them.
Yeah, for you. What is that for you? Is it small talking, or is it pitching? Is it just talking to your loved one, or is it just chilling, you know, and just reading books and watching content? It can be
or doing a TED talk, for example.
Yeah, or a TED
Different,
talk.
yeah.
And both of these layers are important. So yeah, we discover, and the way we dealt with that was we added this to our messaging. So we started talking to that other audience as well, to that other point of view as well.
I have a question. When you were just launching the brand, let's circle back to the beginning. Did you think about your targeted clientele in the beginning?
Yeah.
Or was it, you know, the research came already along the way?
Yeah.
And what would be your advice, let's say somebody's creating the brand? How do you start from this?
Yeah, so in the mission we have this talent. So the talent was
Target audience.
Yeah, the target audience. And then you can break it down. We had like the talents and the tech. It's kind of like it's the same, but if just to make it clear, it's kind of like two different audience. We have like tech guys and girls, and then we have talents like marketers, PR specialists, photographers, artists, actors, like all of the creative, creative side. And honestly, I wanted to work with them, and that's actually what I have been doing all this time. I always, as I said, like it was predefined by destiny. I don't know, like it was
predefined by you.
You are a gem.
Yeah,
I
I
believe
believe people that create their own brand, they're trying to target the same person they are.
Wow, I love this. Yeah, I guess so. And so I never wanted to be like, we are for everyone. It's like marketing 101. Don't do that. You can't sell to like
especially
everybody.
now, especially in these years when people want to be, you know, targeted, specifically authentic. They don't want the product that is for everybody.
Yeah. So I would recommend, look, it's interesting because, like, for example, if you come to Quickie with Vicky and you want to have your personal brand and something, it already means that you are looking for something special. Because if you wanted to create something, let's say, commercial in some way, or obvious or big or huge, first of all, you would go to corporate, right? Yeah. There are so many things that have been created that you can just come and just do your craft there. Right?
Yeah, actually, why question?
Yeah.
Controversial. Why would you create anything if there is corporate?
Yeah.
And also, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
There is like we live in 2026. There's so many everything that is created. Why new?
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to buy stuff that's Walmart. So I love Walmart when you do everyday groceries. But if you want something special, and sometimes I want something special, I don't want to buy Coca-Cola. I want to have the special drink on the rooftop with a nice view to feel myself special, to being treated like special person. So I would rather choose, not for all the things. Obviously, you cannot being selective everywhere, being picky and trying to my shoes are special, my watch is special, everything is special. No, but particular items, for example, for me, the jewelry, I want to have special jewelry. I don't want to deal with the H&M stuff. Like something else, lingerie, for example. I want it to be special. But if you ask me, what kind of water do I prefer? And there are so many water for Gen Z, for moms, for everybody, because people trying to make the differentiation points everywhere. I don't care about the water. Like, I want to drink it. This is it.
But some people do care about the water.
Yeah, some people do care. So all you need to do is to find the people who are selecting the same items that I want to make special, to feel them special as you are, and then they can create the brand, authentic brand.
So do we think that even now, with the oversaturated marketing of everything, there is a place for individuals to grow their own brands? I'm asking not because I'm a hater of creating a brand. I'm trying to create the another angle. So do we think there is a room for successful brands to go even now, like, you know?
Always. People changing. Like, you have new things, you have new trends, you have so many new stuff to launch, and like to educate people. Even if you don't have a demand on the market, you can always create the demand.
Yeah, exactly. My take is that now, actually, with this wellness trend growing, people start discovering themselves. And they learn a lot about like who they are, what they like, what they want. They want to try things, and they want to try special things, because we are finally in this era of being ourselves, you know, when it's okay, where you can just be yourself, and where you can just show yourself and come as you are. But to come as you are, you actually need to have some attributes to it. You can't just come naked. I mean, you can, but like you still, you will come somewhere to Instagram, for example, or TikTok. These are also products, right? So I think that now with us as you know, society, as we grow, as we develop, as we learn, as we get more in contact with ourselves, and we become like freer, you know, like we become you know, more,
we go into therapy.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So that's what I mean. So the more you learn about yourself, the more deeper, things you want to try. And sometimes these things can be trying something cool or creating something cool, you know. So okay. You know, so I think that there is an individual kind of thing to it, and I think that it's gonna be expanding.
I mean, we discussed a lot. We discussed how you started the brand, how you took it from, you know, from the beginning to the whole business.
From zero to hero.
From zero to hero.
From zero to gem.
To gem. Exactly. Created the whole gem. Thank you so much for your time, for coming here.
Thank you so much for having me, girls. And my first recommendation would be to watch Debrief podcast. Because coming back to your question about what skills entrepreneurs need to have, and just if you want to become, you know, someone and build your own thing, I would say that understanding the skills, like learn a lot about marketing, hypothesis, like test stuff, and analyze it with some metrics, learn some metrics, like learn about business and what business is, you know, created from. And don't be afraid to consult, and don't be afraid to ask people to suggest you something, or just generally rely on someone. I think it's the biggest, you know, like satisfaction when you can really ask someone who knows what to do, So I'm such a big fan of, you know, consultations and like asking questions and constantly learning. So that would be my main thing, to just get into it, get the grip, and and launch your brand, and just be the gem you are, and show your gem through many ways you can do it.
Awesome. Okay, beautiful people. Be gems, be crazy, launch new things. We want to see so many different things on the market. So we appreciate you being here, and watch our debriefs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a diamond in the